Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Avantune Live series. So, as usual, we're here to discuss a little bit how technology is helping businesses to succeed, especially in this emergency phase and especially in the post-emergency phase. And as usual, we will have some guests with us to discuss the very important topics of today. So the topics of today that we are going to discuss is about the importance of the digital collaboration. Well, we all discovered the importance of digital collaboration through meetings, clearly, but there is a lot more than just meeting that everybody can do in the digital world, especially in a situation where employees are forced to work remotely, to work from home. And, it's not just the fact that you are forced to work in a different way, but especially in the future, the business is expected to change and to have a different impact on what is the attitude of working. But before we jump into all these topics, which will be very exciting, let me introduce our guest for today. So, and let me welcome one of, very frequent guests that we have with us, Alexandra Uzelak, which is the marketing supervisor at Avantune. Welcome, Alexandra.
Hi, thanks for having me.
And as well, today we have a new guest, which is Anna Garozza. Anna Garozza is our customer success specialist at Avantune, and she will tell us all the beauty things that she's able to achieve with digital collaboration. Welcome, Anna.
Hello to everyone.
Hello, Anna. And last but not least, as I'm used to say, is Srinair. Srinair is our sales consultant at Avantune, and he will discuss with us, the impact of the digital collaboration, workflow, documents, all those beautiful things, especially in the area of sales. So I think that digital collaboration is really a game changer, especially for business, because it's not just a matter of being capable of doing meeting online, but today you must rethink the way that you execute your process because your people is spread in different places. Clearly, we all were ready to work with remote offices. I was speaking with a very important IT manager or CIO just a few days ago, and he told me, we were ready. All the disaster recovery plan were ready. We have many data center, and we were ready for having everything outside, but our employee, because that's the reality. They were not ready to have their employee spread around. So it's not just a matter of technology itself, but the way that you think your workflow, the way you work, and the way your process are designed to be supported by people that is in different location and potentially do not have access to all this beautiful technology where you have dedicated lines, CDN or VPN, all those beautiful things. So I would like to start my journey in the live of today with Alexandra, because as usual, we always get very good content from you as a marketing specialist, and you have a clear understanding of the market and things that are happening on the market. And clearly, online collaboration is very fast becoming a permanent feature of a modern workplace. That's the reality. So I would like to explore with you how those digital collaboration keep you more organized, streamline your coworkers, and how you see this, technology able to support you and in general to support business, and how do you ensure that you are still maintaining consistent output with, in general, your work and your team, Alexandra?
Thanks, Hermano. And once again, thanks to everyone joining us this afternoon. I have to start off by saying, for me, collaboration has always been synonymous with teamwork. And teamwork has always been an essential part of running an effective business. But in today's digital environment, the way that people collaborate is changing. And with the majority of the workforce working from home or remote in one way or another, um, the need to stay connected with our colleagues and business stakeholders is more important than ever. So in mid March, we kind of begin having these discussions about how do we tackle internal collaboration and knowledge sharing when workshops and brainstorms and meetings and face to face discussions are obviously going to be limited for the unforeseen future. Um, and in my opinion, for companies to thrive in the age of the digital workforce, they need more than just a cohesive communication strategy. What they really need is a very thought out and very organized digital collaboration strategy. I think it's fundamental in order for all organizations to maintain exceptional outcomes and employee performance. And that kind of leads me to my first point, where I saw a lot of great benefits from digital collaboration, and that it didn't only improve, but it enhanced employee productivity. There's so many business tools out there that claim to improve employee productivity, and they do. There's a ton of great solutions, but in my opinion, it's actually collaboration solutions that are genuinely transforming the way the modern professionals work and the modern workplaces operate. um, I think accessible information and well-designed workflows are some of the key elements that kind of contribute to digital collaboration. For example, the cost of not being able to find the right information at the right time costs businesses both money and time, which are both valuable in order to stay productive. And generally, the issue that arises with lost information comes from siloed data across email inboxes and separate communication environments. And what collaboration really does is pull streams of information together into a single unified environment, which helps improve the ROI and eliminate that lost time. One of the other key things is that, and I think m- m- many companies can see this happening in their companies. Um, what collaboration can do is improve the fragmentation from the modern digital workforce. A lot of employees, when they're left to their own devices, will end up with a variety of file sharing, screen sharing, dispersed video conferencing, and instant messaging solutions. I mean, we see it every day. People prefer to have their meetings through Zoom or Google or Microsoft Teams or Skype for Business, whatever the case being. But unfortunately, all of this diversity makes it incredibly difficult for both the staff and IT teams to keep track of everything. Um, but what collaboration tools do is make it easier for team members to have access to documents and information they need, regardless of when or where they need to access them. This means that your employees spend more time getting work done and less time waiting for someone to get online so they can resend an email or upload a file. And because we can see, changes being made to documents or whatever the case may be, to content in real time through like cloud-based solutions, there's no need to consistently email new versions of documents back and forth. So a well-organized document and information storage solution really helps teams stay up to date and be on the same page without wasting that time that's so important and really enforces that idea of collaboration. Um, in regards to workflow, um, integrating workflow solutions throughout an organization, you ensure that your staff members get the support that they need from the right colleague, regardless of where they are, which device they're using. People can see when projects were last updated and who was responsible for making the recent changes. And from my perspective, from a management perspective, so many work projects will have an element of reporting associated with them. And what collaboration solutions do is make it easier to keep track of the activities completed for a project so the reporting is simple and straightforward as possible. So I'll wrap that kind of up in regards to employee productivity and move to my next point, which is, how digital collaboration helps with the customer and client relationship. And this is more from a marketing perspective, and really more so than even a marketing perspective, from a brand perspective. We find ourselves asking, especially at this time, how can we stay relevant when the needs and wants and the behaviors of our customers are changing drastically? And beyond retaining those traditional connections that we're so used to, what digital collaboration allows is for us to have a complete immersion into consumer reality. We can identify upcoming needs and frictions and really fuel that customer centric thinking by getting insights from within the organization that is responsible for tracking all of these activities. It also means that and this is so this is also very dear to me because the marketing team at Avantune is dispersed globally. Um, Through digital collaboration, what we can do, it means that we can work together on complicated projects in a unified and streamlined environment. Um, when everyone has access to the same kind of to the same solutions and to the same tools, it means that we're getting work done faster, we're being more productive, we're meeting deadlines, and this means ultimately that we're providing our customers with their needs and giving them results that they need in a minimal amount of time. And just to kind of finally wrap it up here and give my colleagues an opportunity to share their thoughts too and dive a little bit deeper into our solutions. Um, just to touch back on, having kind of a global workforce, especially for us at Avantune, and I know so many other companies do too. Maybe the most essential benefit of a strong digital collaboration strategy is the ability it has to bring an organization together in an environment where the workplace is growing increasingly dispersed. Like the environment is no longer in one single physical location now. And for many companies, it hasn't been for some time. And thanks to trends like smart working, which at Avantune we've really kind of embraced and adapted, and we've seen such great results through, it means people can join a team from anywhere in the world and work from a range of devices, including their smartphone or tablet, without worrying about privacy issues or the loss of productivity. What collaboration solutions do, especially those hosted on the cloud, is that they give anyone with an internet connection the ability to be a part of a high performing team. Um, and kind of as we move towards an increasingly digital world and self-service world, I think we're going to see huge benefits from artificial intelligence and machine learning being also incorporated into these collaboration tools to really fuel the benefits the benefits of it, and kind of and see that we can still achieve the same business outcomes without compromising productivity. So, ultimately my suggestion is that if companies already haven't adapted a strong digital collaboration strategy for their organization, I'm not, I suggest that they don't wait any longer, because I find that it's been fundamental in getting through this new normal, which is kind of what we're experiencing in large part due to COVID-19. But ultimately, you know, we're not sure when or if we'll be going back into physical location. So we need to make sure that these tools are available to all employees and we're all kind of on the same page and really fuel the same results that we're used to seeing. And so with that said, I could go on about this for a while, and if anyone has any questions or wants to discuss this offline, I would be more than happy to. And I really do believe it is something that's very important for any organization to adapt. And with that said, I'll give it back to you, Romano, so that Anna and Sri can kind of get their thoughts out there for
No,
our
no, I
audience.
think you touch very few points that are very, very interesting, by the way, as usual, Alexander, and thanks for your contribution. Well, you're right. I mean, the digital collaboration is reshaping, I mean, the world, because we were thinking that we were in a digital world or in a digital kind of world in general. But the reality is
For
that we
sure.
discovered that, this is a major shift even. And you mentioned something very interesting that, I want to recall again, because you mentioned that, if you don't control the ability, I mean, control probably is not the right word, but I'm thinking to IT managers, CIO, these people that have to face with the reality that user will find a way to do what they want and to achieve the goals that they want with their own tool if you don't
Yes.
provide them the tools. And I believe that
Yes.
and then this is where I want to sum it up and give it back to you, because I believe that the issue that people have with free software and, people doing things with what they find online, clearly, there is a lot of free, but I always say is that, if it comes for free, it is not really free. You give up something, maybe your privacy, maybe your security. And if you are a CIO, if you are an IT manager, if you are a CEO, I mean, even more. I mean, do you rely on the fact that now you see the ability, for example, to provide an enterprise tool that have, the same feature that users are willing to have, like in more, let's say, free software, but the ability for an organization to control security, because I believe that security and privacy is still very, very important, despite the free software, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry. What I was just going to say is I think that oftentimes that happens because people are looking to save time, and so it's easier to go down a route where you're not spending spending a lot of time trying to learn or figure out a solution. But at the end of the day, a worthwhile solution is worth taking the time to figure out. And unfortunately, in any case, um, you know, there's going to be a learning curve and having all of the employees adapt to it. But the benefit of doing so is that everyone is on the same page. And so we're not seeing this diversification of different environments and people ultimately wasting time that they were so scared about losing in the first place. Um, you know, they're going to get the benefits by being on the same page. And ultimately it comes down to this is where I kind of talked about having that cohesive strategy, and everyone needs to be aligned. It can't just be something that we say one day, oh yeah, you know what, we're going to implement a really strong digital collaboration strategy, and everyone from across the entire organization is going to get on board. That's why, like anything else that's successful, it needs to be thought out, and it needs to be communicated properly, and everyone has to be on board for it to be successful. But once it is, the advantages of it are huge, and the time savings are huge, the cost savings are huge. And I think we could talk about the benefits all the time, but ultimately you're seeing better results as an organization when everyone is unified.
No, really, absolutely. And that's the point that, I was touching, because, you have the ability to provide the user what they want with the freedom that they need, with the tools that they want. But at the same time, as an organization, you have the ability to control your privacy, your security, and, that's a big benefit. So allow the
Totally.
people to achieve their goal, but at the same time, as an organization, don't give up on your privacy, don't give up on your security. That, by the way,
Absolutely.
empowering user will move me to the next step. So let me bring in Anna, which is our new guest for this live. But I mean, she's really one that is dealing every day with this kind of tools. I mean, and that will be a really interesting, to listen to you, how, the digital collaboration is really helping you as a customer success specialist manager. I mean, in your daily life, you interact every day with customers, with vendors, and especially during this phase, where you are working from home, like anybody else at Avantune, you had still to deal with, customers, with our vendors, and, keep sharing documents, approving documents, and so on and so forth. So it will be really interesting to understand from a user perspective how you are maintaining your relationship with customer partner, contractors, vendors at this time, and how the digital collaboration is really helping you to embrace the smart working, model in general.
Thank you for having me here. I'm very excited to be here. It's my first time. So, Avantune is a solution company, and we are using all the digital channels that we have available to help our company and other companies to smoothly move from smart working to smart working. And we're doing this through digital collaboration. As a customer success manager, my priority is having insight into our customers' needs and being able to anticipate them, which means constantly collaborating with different teams. And the key priority was to ensure that we had all the tools to do so, which means probably instant messaging for general communication or file sharing. And also we were able to integrate our solution with the other companies' ERP or CRM. If I can start with my first suggestion, I would like to say that as a solution company, for us was easy to do so. But I would like to suggest everyone else to adopt this method as soon as possible, because we are not aware of what is going to happen in the future. And that will lead me to my next point. I also noticed dramatic changes in customers' demand. And this is putting organization under huge stress. On one side, I saw some companies struggling because they're having a shortage on resources, and this will lead them to, for example, in losing customers. And on the other side, other customers had a decline on their demand, and this will bring them to financial issues that maybe they never dealt with before. Also, Avantune has a variety of customers. So we have customers all over the world, in US, in Canada. And at the beginning, when we started to work from home, as you said, it was a little bit hard for us to keep in touch. So we were relying on emails. This digital collaboration helped us to don't rely just on emails. And for my first experience, I actually started this new role as a customer success specialist during the starting of the lockdown. So it was essential for me to have a training, and everything was doing through a computer, a software. I also noticed that when we started to work from home, I needed more help, especially because a lot of customers needed support, or needed a quotation for our new solutions, our new tools that are helping them collaboration as workflow, as Alessandra said before. So I had to reprioritize the demand and try to align everyone on my team and, for example, sales team to help me and deal with this new demand. I feel that the goal is to communicate efficiently with customer and partners, and be prompt and transparent about service and the process changes, and communicate those through a platform. And Avantune has this platform to do so. This is especially helpful when multiple departments work with each other. For example, AR, or HR, or sales, marketing. I remember that when we were at the office, working from the office, the accounting team was able to go to actually check if a customer was paying through invoices. But now, with the sharing of documents, it's easy and fast to check if the payment are on time, if we are missing some invoices. So it's very helpful. And also, we have just two solutions, as Alessandra said before. We have Genial Cloud Collaboration and Genial Cloud Workflow. Genial Cloud Collaboration is, I think, is a very good tool that we have, and we are lucky that we have it, because it not just allow us to collaborate with each other inside the company, sharing documents, storing documents, scanning documents, but also it allows us to share those documents outside the company. So with customers, with clients, and that allows us to do it fast and without any downtime in our day during work time. Also, workflow personally helped me a lot through the processes inside the company. For example, I sent a lot of quotations or contracts to the customers, and the quotation usually go from one department for approval to a few departments. So, for example, support department or the management department for the final approval, and that was easy to do for me with just one click. And in 2 hours, I was able to send out a quotation or contracts as well. As I said before, I started this new position while the COVID-19 exploded, basically. So it was, I am not used to work from home at all, and it was a new experience for me as well. But I'm usually collaborating with a lot of teams inside the company, because my work is to make sure that our customers have a great experience and they have the support that they need. So I was used to walk to someone's desk and just ask for something right away and get it done in 2 minutes. So the first 2 days were a little bit hard for me. I have to say that, but our platform is very used to use and user friendly. So I was able to get my job done in 2 hours, and in 2 days I was ready to go. So I think it was on my personal experience and also an awesome experience. Our tool, digital collaboration, I think is essential in allowing this new normal to go smoothly in the workforce. And one more thing that I would like to share with you guys is my personal experience, for example, for trainings. I had to get a training when I started this new position, and we have Avantune Italy. They were available with us to in 2 hours just having the conversation, get the training done, and then also we were able to share files, documents. So everything was very helpful. One more thing that I would like to say is that also for some of our customers was also hard to switch from working from the office to work from home. So I was very happy that we had the tool, the perfect tool to be sure and make sure that they were able to do their job very fast. So I am very, this is my experience that I wanted to share with you guys today. So
No, thank you, Anna, because it's exciting listening someone that really is using products and solution, and when this solution make their life more easy. I mean, that's the vision at Avantune, because that's what we mean by innovation without complexity. So our goal is really to make the life of the user more simple, so that they can achieve their needs and their results, and that's the main goal that we have as usual. So I want to go back on a few points that you touch, and it will be interesting just to share with us. For example, you mentioned before that you had to get quote approval or document to share. Can you describe a little bit more how this works, for example, for you?
Well, we have also these Genial Cloud solution faxes that is not just a software, but also with other two models allow us to share documents. So, for example, if I needed to check, I'm just going to be very easy on this example, but if I needed to check if a customer paid an invoice, I was just going on faxes, sharing in the document sharing. And there I was able to share that document with the accounting team, for example, to see when was the last updated or the last update that was made on it, or who created the document. I was able to upload documents. Also, with collaboration, is also possible to scan documents, and it's also storage for documents. So it was very good. And then the quotation, for example, usually when I create a quote and when it's a little bit more complicated, I need some support, especially technical support, because I have no experience on that side. So I was able to share the quote with the technical team, the IT team, and then also through the workflow sent for approval at to the management. So it was very helpful for me, because usually I was used to walk to the desk of my manager and just ask him for the approval. Now in this way, I don't have to rely on emails, first of all, which was a little bit hard at the beginning, because you're always waiting when it's going to reply. I will receive the email. You never know. And one thing that I would like to say also, and then I will stop. It was when we started working from home, it was hard to rely just on email, especially with customers, because we are working a lot with US. And when the borders are closed and everything happens, it was a challenge for us to try to call them, especially when you're at home and sometimes the connection and everything. So we were able also to integrate Zoom, for example, with our solution, with our Genial Cloud solution. And that was very, very helpful for me for the demo that we did with our customers as well. It was perfect. We were able to share documents, share screen. So it was a good experience for me. I have to say, now I like working from home.
That's nice. You know, if digital experience and
Yeah.
digital collaboration have this effect, I mean, we are happy. We're happy about that for sure. Okay, good. I mean, it move us into the next phase because, you know, I understand that, you know, Faxis, which is our Genial Cloud solution, can help you to, you know, share documents, send documents, have people, you know, get the read in a certain sense of email and always have track of what you're doing. But I think, as you mentioned, one of the most important features is also the workflow that let you describe the way you work and get different people to approve documents and always have an eyes on the process and the status of the process. So these are the tools that really make the difference, especially when you are on a smart working. So now the next step for me is to understand also how the digital collaboration can be impactful in a sales department, because we all know that sales is really one of the department that usually deal more with, you know, documents and information that they have to find, information that they have to share, and, you know, all these things that are around, you know, quote processes. So it's clearly one of the department that usually it's heavily affected by processes, documents, materials, asset, digital assets, I would say, in general. So it will be interesting, really, Shri, to hear your opinion on how was digital collaboration changing the way that you were working with your team and the way that you were maintaining relationship with, you know, existing customer or potential prospects. So describe in a certain way how, you know, Faxes, which is our key solution that we are discussing today, was helping you to deal in a different way or helping you to achieve the results that you you know, are willing to achieve, and globally as a sales team in general.
Excellent. Thank you so much for the opportunity again, Armando, and having me here another time. I would like to bring forward something that I've mentioned in one of our earlier sessions on smart working, which is sales processes have already gone digital as much as any other business processes today. Although we understand the need for a face-to-face or over-the-table interaction when it comes to selling, in today's remote working scenario, it is important that sales teams have the required access to the tools and technology that they need to function without edges, which are usually common during this time. The whole COVID-19 situation and the remote working scenario have changed the ways in which a lot of the sales organizations and businesses they work today. And we at Avantune have completely moved to online conferences, meetings, events, discussions, from the traditional roundtable conferences a lot of sales teams are used to, and other collaboration methods that we also used to follow earlier, even though that was not the only way that we worked. I cannot stress enough here on how important this is for businesses and solution teams to go forward in future, because like it or not, looks like this is going to be the future of how businesses would run and how they perform. For example, at Avantune, we focus a lot on team building and team development and a lot of activities associated, and especially when it comes to sales, we've been very successful and we have moved all our sales training modules and executive development programs. All of these were moved online to fit our remote working needs today. Our sales effort to a very great extent were always online, so there was no big change there. But we have always been using our solutions like Genial Cloud, which is our productivity solution, to stay on top of our game and our sales processes and our collaborations and sales data reporting. This is the same even during this time. Things have not changed a lot for us. So talking about sales data, we are extensively using our Gina Cloud CRM capabilities to ensure digital collaboration across sales department, across the organization, to connect with our potential and existing customers. So our feature-packed cloud-based suite of solutions, Gina Cloud, is very inevitable piece of technology for us today. And all our customers to digitally collaborate between internal and external stakeholders, and of course, prospects and customers. The data generated as from various sales processes are turned into customized and sophisticated dashboards using our Genia Cloud analysis solution, which is yet another one. And reports are generated to ensure that our decision makers like you or Manu have the required visibility that you need to take very strategic intelligence decisions in this extremely agile environment. So as Anna mentioned during her discussion, it is equally important to maintain that kind of a collaboration or relationship even after a sale is made, where our solutions contribute a lot towards building that customer experience, helping our existing customers succeed in what they do. So what we are trying to avoid is reinventing the wheel every time there is a change. And solutions like the Genia Cloud suite, it helps us or helps businesses to establish processes and, of course, increase efficiency using the available resources, and also to stay connected across various.
Let's go back on where Shri was mentioning. I think that the ability for Genia Cloud, that's what he was saying. Hopefully, we'll get reconnect. Is clearly the ability to help companies to do everything online, because that's the way that Genia Cloud is designed. That's the way that we design our platform. It's a platform that is online. It's all web based. There is not the need for any piece of software to be installed, and you can do everything you want from anywhere, which is the real secret sauce here, because the ability to work in the office, like you can work from home, like you can work from everywhere you want, on your tablet, on your computer, and give you and arrange the ability to manage your documents, manage your own data and everything. It's really the key of the success. Something that I forgot to mention, I'll take the time that while we're waiting, hopefully if Shri can reconnect back, is that we clearly are accepting questions. So if you have question, type your question in the chat and we will respond online. So I will go with my two guests at this point, a little bit back and say, okay, so I want to go back first to Anna and then maybe, close the session with Alexandra, because, something that I found very interesting is also you mentioned before that, for example, every time you publish a documents, these documents you also can find directly into your ERP CRM, which is very interesting because Faxis, which is the digital platform that mainly we are discussing here, it gives you the ability, to save document workflow. It's a fax enterprise solution as well. It's a document sharing as digital asset managed, but as well can be integrated with any third-party tools like any ERP or CRM. And the benefits, if you can describe a little bit the benefits that you see in that direction, so that you don't have to search documents here and there. That's what I understood, right, Anna?
Yes, exactly.
If you can leverage it.
Yeah. I'm just going to share my experience again. Also, for example, at the beginning, we were using shares. There was a shared document, VPN, basically, based on our computer. And most of the time, especially working from home, sometimes we lost connection a few times, actually. And I was not able to, because I didn't save any documents on, for example, my computer or on my email, my personal space. So I was not able to work. Sometimes I was late to send quotation or send documents, important documents, or to check documents. This since is a storage for documents as well. When we moved everything to Faxis, we were able to just access Faxis online, so with your software. So it's very easy. It was easy for me to share documents with the support team. For example, sometimes we have some of our customers want to have more information, or they send us information about their technical servers or other kind of information, their contracts, and we are able to connect those documents to store them into Faxis, and eventually can be shared with, I can choose, for example, to share with which person I would like to share the documents with, if I want to share that inside my team or with other teams or with the Italian team as well, for example. And I think it's very useful because I can do also that through my phone or on my laptop and anywhere. I don't need to be in somewhere specific, or I don't need to use my VPN to connect in it. So I think it's great, honestly.
Oh no, absolutely. Thank you for sharing your experience. So, Alexandra, if you should wrap up the day, I mean, how you see that, what is your suggestion in general to business that, now that they are planning to go back to work, because that's the phase. I mean, and everybody discovered the importance of, the digital workplace in general and the smart working, which means it's not just work remote, right? That's the, something that we at Avantune especially are trying to stress, because people think that smart working means work remote. No, smart working is something different. It means, having the tools to let your people achieve what they want, have a different way and concept of the workplace. It's a lot of different things. So what you will say in a nutshell could be your best advice to companies that are looking to transform the experience that, this emergency in some way gave to all of us in something that can be viable for a different future in a certain way?
Because I like to talk a lot. I'm a marketer. But just to be really quick, to your point, the point of smart working, like you said, isn't about enabling people to be able to work from home. It's really about being able to enable people to work better anywhere, and to kind of embrace the digital transformation and modernize the workplace, whether it's in one physical location or in a varied, you know, many office spaces all around the world, whatever the case might be for whichever company, right? What suits them best. By ultimately, I think, and especially when it comes something to like digital collaboration, for example, like we were discussing today, I would say look for solutions that provide longevity. So you're not constantly looking for a new solution and a new tool for something at that certain time. So, having kind of a holistic solution, whether it's business intelligence or collaboration stuff that, you know, for example, we provide, and, not just to boast about us, but really it is true in the sense that it comes all in one. And when you have a solution that kind of enforces all of these tools and really promotes all of these tools, that's where you're going to find employees embracing the changes. They are going to want to learn more. They're going to kind of take the time to develop the understanding of the solution, and that's where you're going to see that like that enhanced productivity and business processes that are so streamlined that all they do is still achieve you know better and better results over time. I hope that that makes sense
Oh,
for what I'm
totally.
trying
No.
to say.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So, I would love to thank everybody for being with us today. So, we had some technical difficulties, not depending from us. Anyway, so we say goodbye first to Shri. I mean, he said goodbyes to us because that's the reality. He went away. He went away.
Maybe he didn't want to listen to us
No.
anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And before closing, I would love to say a couple of words. And I mean, just remember to everybody that you can go online on our geniacloud.com website, and clearly you can register on geniacloud.com for free. Also, you will also be rewarded with $75 that you can spend against any of the solution that you can find online. But it's not just that. What is important on geniacloud.com, and we will show a short video on how to register at the end of this live if you remain connected. The most important things is that you can try our solution online, but not just try. I mean, if you get to genialcloud.com on our store, you will see our what we call the social plan, which means that is a solution free forever. It's clearly have some limit in terms of features and functionality, and especially because have the main limit to 2 concurrent user. But I mean, it's a full-fledged solution that you can use that range, we were discussing document management and sharing and all that stuff. You can find it there. If you want the data analytics, is there. So just go on genialcloud.com, register yourself, and self-serve. yourself, because that's the most important thing. So you can get all the solution you want by yourself, not being bothered by any of our sales guy, I promise. So you can do everything you want by yourself. And the most beautiful thing is that it's so easy. There are a lot of videos that you will find as well that will guide you to, use the solution. And if you subscribe the social plan, it will be free forever. So that's a great thing. Also, we have other promo. I'm sure Alexandra will remind you. In that case, just visit our website, avantune.com, where you may discover something, especially in this case for Canada or US, for the relief after COVID-19. But I mean, if you just visit genialcloud.com, you will find a lot of resources, and especially you will get our solution for free. So thanks everybody for being with us, and see you in 15 days to the next live. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Genial Cloud, a smart business orchestration platform, makes working outside of a traditional office environment easy and flexible. Genial Cloud allows users to work from the cloud on any device without having to install any software. Users have access to applications that enable complete employee management, accounting, and approval processes via workflow and email. Genial Cloud offers web-enabled collaboration tools, document creation without Office, online scanning, and document sharing, online management of time and attendance, travel and expenses, accounting, sales, finance, and purchasing. Includes powerful data analytics to forecast sales results, project health metrics, track KPIs, and much more. Try Genial Cloud now to easily enable smart working for your company.